Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson and this is my spoiler-free review of the latest D&D adventure from Wizards of the Coast, Call of the Netherdeep. The purpose of this video is to help you get an idea of what to expect from this adventure. Without spoiling it, of course, especially if you are considering playing it. For my spoiler-filled review and Dungeon Master Guide series covering the adventure chapter by chapter, see my other Call of the Netherdeep videos I'll be putting out soon. The best way to make sure you don't miss them is to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Call of the Netherdeep is the first campaign in the Critical Role setting of Exandria. This is not Forgotten Realms. Also, many of the writing team are not the usual in-house WotC team, which has its pros and cons. Exandria is a rich setting with deep lore, and Call of the Netherdeep does a great job of taking advantage of that. If you're into uncovering ancient mysteries of the world, this is an adventure for you. To that end, I recommend checking out the setting book Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. There are no spoilers for the adventure in it, though I would also not get too invested in the politics of the setting. As interesting as it is, as you'll be disappointed there, this adventure is more tailored towards lore buffs over political intrigue. Don't base your expectations solely off the Wildemount book, because most of the hooks set up in that are not touched on here at all. In fact, one of the weaknesses of this adventure, I feel, is it sacrifices some structure and story in order to show off more of the setting. If it focused in more by having less areas with less jumping around, I think the adventure would have been stronger for it. Because of that, it is actually very challenging for a dungeon master to thread in player character backstory elements. Speaking of challenging the dungeon master, this adventure would be one of the more difficult adventures to run. I would not recommend this adventure if you are new to DMing. One of the big challenges is role-playing the many NPCs that can be on screen at once. From my experience running Chapter 1 so far, the NPCs are great fun for the DM to roleplay. Definitely a lot of potential there. The main NPCs have been given more of a backstory write-up than most other main NPCs in other adventures, which is great to see. Though I still feel they needed a little more hooks built into them. Something I'll get into more detail on in my spoiler-filled videos. There are several points in this adventure I can see it running into problems. If the players are playing evil characters or murder hobos, this is not the adventure for players who want to play that. This is an adventure for people who want to roleplay and explore emotions of their characters and NPCs. This is the deepest adventure WotC has ever put out. This is a very fresh experience, which makes sense considering the setting and the writing team behind it. Overall, I'd say this is not an adventure for everyone, but you certainly don't need to be a Critical Role fan or have to do much reading up on the setting to enjoy this adventure. This is not your typical WotC adventure. Make sure you have a good session 0 to make sure everyone is okay with the themes and emotional depth of this experience, including even some horror elements. I rank this as the best WotC adventure since Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I really hope this book is a sign of things to come. I want more content like this. Smart, nuanced storytelling. Something for the adult audience who wants more than just a moustache-twirling villain waiting the end of a dungeon. Now, it is important to remember Call of the Netherdeep is still a D&D adventure, and there's still plenty of dungeoneering and combat to be had. There are lots of clever combats that utilize the different environments, which further highlights the freshness of this adventure. Also, I've never seen so many saving throws or skill checks in an adventure before. Like, so many. So many. Call of the Netherdeep I highly recommend for experienced D&Ders looking for something deeper and different from the standard adventures. Though you want to make sure you have the right table for it. More products like this, please. Please. This is great. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. More Call of the Netherdeep videos will be coming out soon. I'm currently running the campaign now, and I'm going to put up some videos from my experience running it. I'm Brad Thompson, and this has been Cutting Words. Until next time, see ya.